Well, I said it in the last video and I f***ed up, and this will be the last video. So last video the truck was supposed to be running, but I had literally 40 minutes of content, and yeah, so I had too much content, let's put it that way. And the truck physically ran. Unfortunately, the clip, I don't know why, got deleted, me off, but it is what it is. So we're doing this video. I think today the new fuel filter bowl is supposed to be in that little piece. Not sure why this thread stripped. I've been doing fuel filters forever, my entire life. I even had that same exact kit, which I am going to be ordering one for Bertha. But I had that exact same kit, and I've changed out at least 100 fuel filters in its life. You guys know I was going through fuel filters probably every about week and a half, something like that. And it stripped out. So that's all we're waiting for, and then we can take this thing out and get it aligned, and also the rear shock. So I'd like to have everything 100% dialed in tonight. This project, it was about a 40-hour project, but the rear shock should be easy. I've just been lazy, and also trying to get all the leaks and all that out. Same thing with this. We got to put that in tonight. So I'm just going to get to work, and I'm going to show you the final product. Also, something weird about these switches. I'm still working on the wiring, but in the last video, all the switches are in the same direction, but you can see the big light and then the small light. So I think that's the trans pump. I forget what that one is. I think that's the trans fan. Unfortunately, it's on all of the time, the light. Like, you see how that one's good. So I need to figure out how I wired this one and then do the same this way. And then this switch, I'm probably, so that one is for the trans fan, which I'm going to label these. This one's the trans pump. So I'll probably rewire this switch to utilize, that one's going to be the lights. So I'm going to rewire this switch to just probably be hot all the time, because yeah, you guys can see the wiring in here. So this one jumpers to this one, and then this one jumpers over to this one and this one. So I don't like that. We're just going to make that switch hot all the time, and that's perfectly fine, because this one here, I'm pretty sure, is hot all the time, and then this one's key on power. We're just going to make this one all the time. So if I turn the switch on, you can see it'll actually tell you the voltage of the truck, which is getting a little low. So before we send this on its way, I'm going to let this thing trickle charge overnight. All right, so here's how it should be. We have the trans pump. Oh, look, the light comes on. We have the fan switch. The light comes on. We have the front fog lights. The light comes on, goes off. This one, I have nothing wired to it. And then this one, we have those guys. So we're slowly figuring out. I am gonna, like I said, do that one. Wiring's a little bit of a clusterfuck right now, but the key is to keep all the grounds common and then completely separate all the positives. How this was before was some of the positives were connected, some of them weren't, and just this is how we're gonna do it. So this one is an empty switch. This one we're gonna be wiring. I'm pretty sure, I wonder if it's this. It is. So okay, so it only works one way. So we're going to be rewiring that switch there to this guy right here, this end switch. And then I got to run one power wire. Show you guys what we got going on the other side, because I think I'm doing a pretty good job with this wiring. Like I said, this isn't the final product. I'm slowly cleaning stuff up. But here's where we're at. So we have the fog lights on that first fuse. We got the fan override for the trans. So that's the trans fan. That is the trans pump. Unfortunately, I don't have the right ones. These are the side lights. And then this one here, can't 100% remember what that was. And then we have the CB radio. So we're also going to wire in this guy eventually. So whichever one is left over there, we're going to wire the GV Overdrive, and then I think that gives us one switch. So we're going to have a bunch of wires running over to there, and we're not doing common hot. So it's going to have 6, 7 different power sources to that, all coming into this fuse block. And then 2 of those power sources come directly in and go to here. So that's how we're going to do it. All right, so we have reverse lights right there. All right. Next, if you can hear it click. Gear Vendor's Overdrive. For this switch, we have, actually don't remember what that one was for. That one, That one was for something. I'll come back to that one. Oh, fog lights. That's right. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we have transmission fan in the front. He wants me to rewire it and get rid of the thermostat. So we're gonna get rid of the thermostat for that. And then this one, trans pump, and then pusher fan, which gets rid of that. So now, let's go to the other side. We are finally done wiring in the cab. I'm telling you, like, it's not the quick and dirty method. Like, I tried to clean up a lot of the wiring that I could. I understand that he doesn't care about the loom and all this and that, but I do try to take a little bit of pride in the work that I do. We're gonna clean up a little bit on this side, but this is where we're at over here. So you guys can see, I did loom a little bit of it under the dash, but we have the positive coming in, the negative coming in. This is how he had it mounted before. We have the radio up there. We have the gear vendor's overdrive. We have the accessory thing over there. We have the mirror lights. We have the engine blower. We have the trans pump. We have the fan for the trans. And then we have the fog light switch. All of this wired in. I haven't mounted this yet. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. But we have this in there as well. And then, like I said, this switch was only a one-way switch. I know it goes two ways, but it was only one. I do want to throw some loom on this because I don't like that that just comes down. These, I'm not 100%. Let me turn them on. I'm not 100% on. You know what? Let me. Red. Okay. Not 100% on those. Not sure what we're going to do with those yet, but throw some loom on that. Wire that up there nicely. I don't know if, oh yeah, he's got that mounted in there two different ways, so I'm gonna have, I'll probably just leave that for now. Other than that, everything should be good. Like I said, just things like this, I'm not gonna worry about this. I'm not gonna sit here. For me to rewire literally everything in this truck, keep in mind wiring takes time. I'm probably into that whole ordeal about 6 hours, and that's doing it kind of just quick, getting it done, keeping it neat, but not perfect. If you wanted it perfect, and I know a lot of people understand this, if you want that whole thing perfect and for me to rewire it, everything, one, I'm gonna be charging you for all new wire. You're gonna get the loom. You're gonna get pretty much every deal of it, and we're probably gonna be into it about 15 hours. So wiring takes time, especially to do it right. I try to keep everything as neat and organized as possible, so we have this nice loomed up there. I just found out that we do have some gauges to put, so I'm gonna have to sit here and undo some things, and I think we got a trans gauge and something else I gotta throw in. I completely forgot about it. I saw the edge boxes, but I didn't think anything of it. I'm gonna get those wired in. Other than that, everything else, I'm gonna start with the fan first, and then I'll look at these edge boxes and stuff. All right, she is officially done. Guys, so two things. First things first, that's the trans fan. I fucked up. This was the only switch not working even though the light would light up. There's two ports on the back and I put it on the right side. And I went through and diagnosed everything. I'm like, why isn't this fan coming on when I put it to ground? Turns out, so there's two prongs on each one positive. And this one, I just so happened to put it on the right side instead of the left. And that meant that those are two different connections, believe it or not. So, that's what happened. The fan works now. We cleaned up a lot of the wiring. I'll show you guys the finished product up there. And then we just cut that guy out. We're not using it. He said he didn't want it. The trans temp thing, he just has to order the edge ease piece, and then that, it just pretty much plugs in, so not like there's any work to it or any, like, you literally just plug it in and plug it into the sensor and you're good. So shocks are done in the back. That's the second thing. Those were an absolute pain in the ass, but we're just waiting on that fuel filter thing. It should be here tomorrow, so you guys will hear the truck driving. I'm gonna get everything cleaned up, and then we're gonna make the appointment probably for Thursday to go get this thing aligned, drive it around, and just enjoy it for a day or two. Make sure everything's good, 100%, no leaks, and we'll go from there. And I'm gonna tell you guys, those fast coolers under there, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you these over here, but those things are an absolute pain in the ass to make not leak. Even with the new gaskets, these are fast coolers. They go on the side of your G56, or this one has a nice thing on it so you can tell if it's full or not. Those are for sale if anybody wants them, 400 bucks, come get them. But they're a pain in the ass to keep leaking. Even with the new gaskets and whatnot, I had to absolutely RTV it. And then you even get a little bit of a drip, like the tiniest. I'm talking, if you let this thing sit for 24 hours, it will put a dot on the ground. That's how low. So obviously it's a small leak, no pressure, none of that stuff. So what I did was I just put more RTV around it, and it has sealed it 100%. But I am not pulling that interior apart again. Absolutely not whatsoever. There is just, keep that in mind when you go to put those fast coolers on. RTV them, nice thin layer the whole way around, make sure everything is 100% clean, and then let that motherfucker sit for like 24 hours. And then tighten up the bolts 100%. Leave them a little bit loose, but that was my only dilemma. But if it not for the fuel filter, this thing would run and drive tonight. So let's skip to the next part where we're driving. All right, it is finally time. Real quick, before we do the cold start on this, I did get a comment on this. I can't remember your name, I'm very sorry, but I appreciate your comment. So this here, see how that is all threaded, all fucked up, and then the same thing with the old cat filter. Apparently, it's very rare, but this is a thing that happens. You said something about something on the forums. Might try to find your comment and post it up here. But if anybody ever has that problem in the future, apparently it is a thing that happens. It is very rare, but it does happen. So going back to Baldwin filters, but I did put the cat filter back on it. I personally like my Baldwin filters. I've never had problems with them. But let's get this thing fired up. First things first, once we fire it up, go over the switches with you and everything. That one's the trans pump there. I want to let that thing run for a minute, make sure we don't have any leaks. I don't see any. Everything seems all right, no leaks. Same thing up there, no leaks. So we'll shut that off, get the truck fired. I also need to, I need to let it prime. Oh, Jesus. Come on, chill. Turn off. Oh, I hate that. This thing's been off for quite a while. And the windshield wipers are probably going to do the same thing that I think that's just a reset thing. Like, this thing's been off for a hot minute. So, I'm going to do this again. I'm also going to try to get them to... Yep. You guys see that? That's the exact same thing mine was doing. So just let that do its thing. And then this guy here, I don't know 100% how I want to mount that. I know he said to use my best judgment. I really have no idea, like, where the hell to put that thing. I'm going to get myself, I'm going to kind of get the seat comfortable to where I would sit. And then, since I am going to be driving this thing around a little bit closer. All right, let's see. And then this here as well. So one of these switches, that one there, activates the GV. So we can turn the GV off with this switch here. And trans fan, engine fan, trans pump, reverse lights, GV, and then fog lights. So oh, she died again. That's exactly what she did earlier. We need to get that system primed. Hey! Alright, ignore the shit quality. She runs, drives. Oh, that's right, we don't have bottom fog lights. I went and turned them on. I don't know, should have just wired them into that. But let's see. Let's get everything going. We got the fogs in the front. Oh, I hit the wrong switch. I have no idea what switch I hit. Oh, that's the GV. There we go. There's the right switch. Got the fog lights going. Yeah, they're a little high, so gonna let him know. But other than that, I mean, she runs, she's quiet. I don't see any leaks yet. Probably gonna drive it home tonight, and then we'll take it out to get an alignment tomorrow. I gotta strap all the stuff down in the back or just put it in the toolbox. Not 100% sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I don't wanna drive it too much. Oh, that sucks. Typical Dodge. Ah, that sucks. The tachometer problem. Such a common issue on these third gen trucks. Basically, I'd have to pull the whole cluster and everything. So I am going to be working on this truck again in the near future. So I'm going to write him down a list of things that we should do. And this guy right here, I really don't know. I have no idea what the best way to mount this thing would be, that it's out of the way, because he didn't realize how big the box was to begin with. And I mean, it's fine just sitting there. Like, even if I bring, let's say I bring the seat back even, like, it's okay to sit there. And if it's sitting there, it's like, he's a little taller than me. But, like, right about here is where I need to be able to reach that pedal. And these aren't the auto pedals, but that's where we're at. Get this bitch into reverse. Can we go into reverse, please? There we go. New transmission things. Fuck. Damn Dodges. But she runs. I do like the shifter extension. It used to be down here, but like up here, that's so much nicer. Oh yeah, you definitely got to push the clutch way down. So let's get her moving. Clunky, clunky. Haven't driven a clutch in a while. Let's pull her back into the shop, see if we have any leaks. And if we do not, we're gonna send her on her way to the alignment shop tomorrow. All right, you guys will get the first live look. If anything's leaking, you guys are gonna know. Yo, I like that fix right there. These things are pieces of shit. They always be breaking. Wow. Let's get underneath this thing and show you guys what's going on. Trans pump. I hear coolant. Make sure nothing's broken itself free. Everything's tight. Everything's tight. There's the filters. Drive shaft. I don't see any leaks on the coolers. So there you go. That is such a good sign. I'm really happy to see that. So I'm gonna get this thing pulled out, and I got other videos that I'm working on for you guys. We got Dakota stuff. I got a Ford, which I think at this point I've already posted that video. You guys will have seen it. But trying to get myself ready to be hitting, hopefully trying to find a load to California. Josh is already out there running. I think he's in Illinois right now with Little Red. So slowly getting him back into it. As much as I say I wanted to quit, I did kind of miss running a little bit, but nothing crazy. Like I really more so enjoy these quick trips. Like anything under 10 days, I'm perfectly content with. So you guys remember how I wired Bertha? You guys see the work lights back there? He did the same shit that I did and wired it into the cargo lights. I had a few guys tell, oh, that's gonna be a problem. And I think I've had those things on there for a year now. You guys see them wired right into there? Cargo light, bing. Haven't had any problems, no wirings melted, none of that shit. Everybody's an expert. But no, but seriously, he did the same thing. It's not a problem. So I'm gonna leave the edge to have him set up because obviously he's gonna know which and where he wants his certain gauges. He needs to order a transmission, the little adapter, the ease connector, and then that's pretty much that. Drive it for a little bit. I would say go grab some factory fog lights too, so you can throw them in there. And then that way these can just be auxiliary lights, but that's way high. I would not drive down the road with that angled that high. That's gonna blind the shit out of people. All right, it is the next day, and I looked underneath the truck, and there is no wet spots. So we gotta go, I do gotta put some fuel in it. We're gonna put some fuel in it, and then drive it to Duncannon. It's about a 40-minute drive to go get the alignment done. So we'll see how this goes. As always, let's get her started. You don't have to push the clutch in anymore, but I'm going to because it makes it easier on the engine. Look how smooth that starts up. And then we'll turn the trans pump on. There you go. We're still running a stock tune. This will be the first time driving it out on the road. We got to be there by like 1:30. I'm going to set his time as well. All right, we're driving along. Steering wheel crookeder than shit. I just checked the gear vendor's Overdrive. It does work. I got to figure out what's your guys' favorite way to shift the GV. Do you use the clutch in between the GV switches, or what's the deal there? Because I used it, and I just tested it once just to see if it worked. It does, and we'll go from there. But definitely need to get this thing to an alignment shop. So we're heading there now. Sucks. One thing shitty with the flatbeds is they don't take the big pumps. I'm gonna put 50 bucks in it. Oh, it sucks. So we're gonna drive her easy. No leaks. I don't see anything on the ground. I was more so worried about this trans pump, but she seems to be all right. Definitely has a little bit of a pull to the left, but yeah, you can definitely see it. I think that wheel's in a little bit. Oh yeah, she definitely needs an alignment. They're kind of towed in a little bit. Luckily, we don't have far to go, so we're not going to be running it like that, like crazy, but we definitely need to get it there and get it aligned properly. All right, we'll see if that camera stays. Probably not, but go first. I really do like this extended stick, actually. It's only extended a couple of inches, but a couple of inches makes a difference. So we only have to be on the highway for a little bit, and then once we get it back, we can actually do more of a test drive. But this was a big project, big project. So this is with the GV in 6th, and yes, it does have a map code. I'm not sure why, but this is with the GV in 6th. Without it, I'll show you guys here in a second. Without it, the GV, this is what you're hauling with. At 65, it's over 2,000. So it does make a big difference. Well, she made it. Turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. The only thing is, so I need to find something to be able to mount that up there. And then we were talking about putting this in here. I don't know if it'll fit. That's pretty tall, but then we'd have to extend wires and shit. So I have no idea. Maybe take this floor plate out. But let's get out, make sure we have no leaks. I'm going to bring my laptop in there so I can edit some content for you guys. And I put my shirt on inside out today. I bet you none of you guys noticed it, but I noticed it. So let's change that. Well, we made it, and I don't see any leaks. That's good. I had to RTV the fuck out of that, so I don't even want to hear no shit. But no leaks. Rear main's not leaking. Nothing. No leaks at all under this truck. See, I told you guys I can put a truck together and it not have any leaks. Just gotta take your time. So we're here at Sioka in Duncannon. Gonna get this thing aligned. These guys have killed it for me in the past. I really like dealing with these guys. Got the nice new shocks back there. No leaks at all. I will be checking the oil level before I give it back to him. So I should have checked it this morning, but I did put 3 gallons in it. It's probably gonna take like another quart or so to make it really full. But other than that, everything. All right, we got her back. We're driving her home now. It wasn't bad, like 155. I thought they were gonna install the nut, but I should have been more specified, but it is what it is. So we got the factory nut down there. The only thing I really got to do is just like put a bushing in that switch so that he can use the GV up at the top. And then next time we'll probably deal with this this box eventually. So I'm gonna park it. We're done with it, and she's running really good. No problems yet. Trans pump is on, and also next time he comes, I did tell him that there's that gear rollover he was saying about. I did tell him about the trans. You need the adapter for the Ease GDT, but the Edge, the transmission temperature gauge. So between that, I mean, she's running pretty good. Getting used to driving a stick again. It's not hateful. This one's a lot easier to drive than Josh's. I just hate that 6th gear ratio. So I don't know what you guys are gonna be able to see, but I'd like to show you the gear vendors and kind of like what it does to the RPMs and whatnot. I think it cut out about 700 or 800 RPMs, which is pretty good. Definitely use the clutch when using the GV. I'm gonna engage it now, just to make sure she works. And when you're towing, GV recommends using 5th gear while in overdrive. So don't use 6th gear to tow, use 5th gear OD. So once we get up to speed here, because at 60 mile an hour, we're already chilling at about 1900 RPMs. At 65, we're about 2050. Alright, we're gonna hit the switch. So it's 65, that went from, what was it, 2050 down to, let me get her back to 65. A little over 1500, not 5100, but there you go. And then to shift back up, I would just push the clutch in and hit the switch again. All right, we're doing our final check over. You can definitely hear that pump, but we got no leaks. All right, so everything done, taken care of. I feel a clunking in the left, and I wasn't sure why. I think I found the problem. No cab mount. Missing that back one as well. That's crazy. I don't know what the deal is with that, but he's missing some cab mounts, so I'm gonna let him know. Other than that, truck's done, she runs good. I'll check the oil after it's been sitting for a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.